Today I have another POV driving video for you, and in this one we've got the Secma QPOD Sport. It is a ridiculous road legal buggy thing with a twist throttle, automatic gearbox and just forwards and backwards as gears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up all these other camera angles, sync them together, and let's get going. Right then, everything's ready to go, so let's start this thing up. We'll pull the choke out, we'll get this key ready. There we go, straight away into power. We've got a little money holder here, but enough of all that. I know you want to see this thing drive, so let's get out of here and do a little lap on these roads. Little backfire there already. So this thing is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to shout a little bit so you can actually hear my voice. This probably isn't going to be good for my throat, but who cares? Content. This is a 340cc Lombardini engine. It is a single pot 4-stroke, as you can probably hear, and it has a top speed of, if you're lucky, about 50 miles an hour. But I think generally 40 is how you're going to be cruising along at a push. This thing is just absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea how it's legal, but it is, and it's great. So we're going to take a little left turn down here, get into some more sessioning. It's actually so hard to think about what I'm trying to speak about with all this noise in the background. We're going into Hardy's green here, or Hardy twist throttle. It is 1 gear, so it is much like a moped, except much more powered. We've got a real nice throttle response off the start. I believe this thing has 16 horsepower, which, well, you can be the judge of if that's sick or not. But I just actually can't believe this thing. It's ridiculous. Like, you just got to watch. You've just got to watch me driving it. There's nothing really to say about it beyond what I've already told you. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever driven. We've got a weird dash down here that barely has any information on it whatsoever. We've got main and dip beams. We've got hazards down here, a windshield wiper that does work, an aircon unit which also does work, but I believe the use of that is mainly for when you have the doors and roof stuck onto this thing. Look at how this clings to corners, it's ridiculous. It's literally the best. And if I go full throttle, which I am now, it's just struggling, choking along. It's probably so bad for it to just be wide open like that the whole time. But this thing, what an incredible invention. I don't know who made this, but props to you for creating one of the funniest things I think I'll ever drive in my entire life. I believe that they did actually make a 125cc version of this thing, but obviously the 340 is going to have a lot more power, and the way it delivers that power is obviously going to be a lot nicer and quicker than the 125cc. I mean, this thing basically has no power anyway. Whenever you're driving in it, you can be going around a corner and you might feel like you're going about 90 round a roundabout, but in actual fact you're only going about 50. I'm actually going to have to slow this down, I'm not sure if you can hear me, but it's just a lovely piece of machinery. We've got these nice road sort of slick kind of tyres on this thing. It means you can grip the corners well good for such a tiny thing. It's just incredible. Now it's rear wheel drive, so if you took this thing off-roading, I'm pretty sure you could have one of the best times ever, especially given the size of this thing. But the only downside to taking this thing off-road, as far as I can think of, is the suspension on this is just next level stiff. So if you're going over hectic bumps and stuff, I don't think you're going to be having the best time ever. You might have been able to tell on that road back there even, for example. But just look at this thing going round corners. That's not even fast and it feels insane. This be the best thing I've ever driven. Look at all these people looking at me with so many GoPros and stuff on. They must think this is some sort of joke. Let's go down Smith's Green, keeping it tight to that corner. This thing is literally a road legal buggy. That might as well be what this is. I'm trying to work out a route to go that we haven't gone before. People at the pub, give a little wave to them. I insured it, got it for a month, might do some more videos on it if you like this one, but let me know what sort of content you want to see. See, look, everyone loving it, cut flowers for sale. It's just a dream, really. There's a nice section of 60 road here, so let's give it a little bit of a blast. As I say, this thing isn't even going as quick as it looks. With a top speed of realistically 40, wow, it just feels insane though, like the bumps and everything I'm going over feels ridiculous. You can fit through all these tiny gaps, but yeah, what an amazing vehicle to just cruise around in. I can't imagine taking a girl on a first date in this thing. That's the real challenge. Look, this is flat out. Just doesn't do anything. I think this would be a good vehicle to buy if you wanted to tow something to drive around. If you went away on holiday, like sort of within the UK, realistically. Bring it on a trailer. Pop it off when you get to the campsite and you're able to bomb around the local town that you're in. I think this would be so funny to drive along a beach. I bet you could be fishtailing so good. Just all sorts of things. Off-roading, beaching, on the road, anything you can think of, through a lake, across a river. Just yeah, the fact that it's rear wheel drive just makes it like 10 times better than anything ever. If this was front wheel, I don't think it would be as fun, but with the grip that you get on this, it's actually hard to make the back step out, but it can be done if you're trying hard enough, particularly in the wet. But obviously, as this isn't mine, that's not really something I try and do. In the dry, you can throw this thing into roundabouts and it grips like nothing you've ever seen before. I mean, just going round corners, it feels so good. It's so grippy. It makes me feel like I'm in a baby F1 car. It's just the best. There's no more words for it than it's the best, because that is all it is in the end. I'm actually going to pull up here and dream. This is the only hard part, getting it into neutral. I think that's neutral. Yeah. Wow, I can find, there's that backfire, lovely. I can finally stop shouting. My throat is in tatters. I actually had to pull over to finish this part. So yeah, this has actually been an incredible video to shoot. I just love bombing around in this thing. It's so funny. So there we go. Twist and go throttle, automatic gearbox. All you've got is forwards, backwards and neutral. I don't really think you need much more in this. If it was manual, it would probably be pointlessly funny. So you could do big clutch dumps in places like that and do some drifts. I think if you went in a field like that and just opened it up, you could definitely get this thing sideways, but I'm not going to try that. And yeah, space for the money in there. What a dream. So that is the end of this video. If you want to watch a POV of me driving a really quick Jaguar that's 23 years old, click up here. If you want to watch a video of a sporty hatchback from Kia that might scare an AMG owner, watch up here. and anything else. Feel free to subscribe if you want. More stuff coming. I'll see you in the next one.